In the PLC, teachers collaborate on a regular basis about student work and student data. Sometimes, however, we observe teams of teachers who have reached a high level of sophistication in these collaborative discussions, but then return to their classrooms and continue teaching exactly as before, often in a sage on the stage model of instruction, with students sitting passively and minimally engaged, and insufficient support for students who need additional scaffolding and pre-teaching. In a school that is a true PLC, teacher teams not only hold meaningful collaborative discussions, they actually change and improve their classroom practices in order to make all students more successful, which is the true purpose of holding these collegial conversations. We are about to observe a team of 7th grade English teachers at Mountain View Middle School in the Moreno Valley Unified School District. We will sit in on their collaborative discussion about the data from the final assessment of the year in 7th grade English. As part of that data analysis, they will brainstorm strategies for improving student learning. Although only a few weeks of school remain, the teachers return to their classrooms and implement several of the strategies they discussed in order to implement a reteaching loop for the standards on which the students performed poorly on the assessment. Following the meeting, we will briefly visit 4 different classrooms and see these strategies in action with their students.
All right, I would like to draw our attention to the Mountain View Middle School group norms. We have several of them listed here, but today we're going to only focus on a couple. I feel like as we begin, especially since it's the end of the school year, we need to focus on the first one, which is maintain a sense of humor. Because we're tired, the students are tired, and we may not be 100% happy with the results that we find today. So let's keep our sense of humor. The second one that I think we should focus on are to hear all points to gain a consensus as leaders. So we need to really come up with a consensus and focus on what we want to change in these last few weeks of the school so that we can end with a bang and still keep the students learning. So are there any others that you guys would like to focus on?
Sounds good, Wendy.
I think we're good.
All right. The first thing we're going to do is focus on our overall results of the test. We did the Inspect Test 3A, which was a site-based test that we created. And so we're just going to get the overall scores. And we're going to focus on percentage points. So overall, how our students did, which were advanced, proficient, basic, and below basic. So we'll begin with that. And if you don't mind, Ms. McMillan, if you'll take notes for us.
No problem.
All right, let's begin. Who would like to start? Mr. Jorgensen.
I'll start. Okay, I had 65 students take the test, and of the 65, 29% were advanced, okay. 23% proficient, 34% basic, you got them all, 12% below basic, and 2% far below basic.
Of my regular, which is non-gate, I have 22 total. 32% were...
All right, now that we have our totals, we had decided as a group that we were going to focus on the actual standards that this test was aimed for. So at this time, we're going to again do percentages. We have our charts. We have successes at 70% or higher, and our challenges at 69% or lower. So at this time, I'm going to chart how we each did in regards to each individual standard. Okay. I'm going to start with Mr. Cadigan, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Let's start with the standard reading 2.1. Did you have a success or a challenge on that?
I had a challenge on that one,
All right.
and I had 66%.
All right. What about reading standard 2.2? So that's the overall breakdown of how we did on the test in regards to individual standards. I think what we can see is that on reading 2.5, we seem to have done fairly well. What is reading 2.5, the standard?
Understand and explain the use of a simple mechanical
Device.
device by following technical directions. So following technical directions.
Technical directions. All right.
So that's
Now, the success of that could be when we did that rotation activity, when we did the
Was
technical
a great
document,
activity.
where the students moved from each class. Because they really got engaged in that, they liked it, because you know how that worked, they went to like your class and they came to mine, they had to report back what they learned from you, and vice versa. I
And how
think
do we break that up?
workplace.
Workplace,
Workplace
public,
documents
and what was the third one?
Consumer.
Consumer documents.
Per classroom.
And that was a
per
really good
teacher.
activity.
That was.
So clearly the results showed that
That's a great
Paid
activity
off.
that we could do next year as well.
absolutely, yeah, you're right about that.
Should we
Thank
add
you,
that
Kate.
to our instructional strategies brainstorming to keep that?
Sounds like a good call.
Okay.
So technical document rotation activity
For next year, though.
For next year.
for next year.
Would you keep it one day, or would you even expand it because the students did not get to see each teacher?
One thing that I felt my students missed out on was the sharing within their small groups and then sharing out as a whole class. I would like to see that activity expanded a
Right,
little bit.
I agree.
Just
Well,
so
yeah,
we
that's
can
a good
share.
call, right,
Yeah, just so we can
right.
share.
Yeah.
All right. Were there any other successes we wanted to discuss or to keep? What is R2.2 exactly?
It's locating information by using a variety of consumer, workplace, and public documents.
Okay, so these are related. All right, what about R2.3?
Analyze text that uses the cause and effect
Cause and
organizational
effect.
pattern.
Cause and effect. We did fairly well with that. And what about R2.4?
Identify and trace the development of an author's argument, point of view, or perspective in text.
Okay.
So clearly, I have an opportunity there next year. Well, I mean, hello.
All right. So now it's time to focus on the challenges that we faced. And it's obvious that R2.1 and language conventions 1.6 are where we suffered the most.
Yep.
What is the standard R2.1, please?
Our 2.1, Wendy, is understand and analyze the differences in structure and purpose between various categories of informational materials. For example, textbooks, newspapers, instructional manuals.
Okay, I'm going to write this, structure and focus. Structure and purpose, I'm sorry. Between the different types of documents, correct?
Yes.
All right, and what was language conventions 1.6?
Use correct capitalization.
What was our SMART goal for this particular test?
Capitalization? We were focusing on capitalization.
Yes, we had been.
70% or better. Of all of our students to receive the score of 70% or better.
So we did not meet our
We did
SMART
not
goal.
meet our
We
SMART
did
goal.
not meet our SMART goal.
All right. I think the next step in our plan is now to brainstorm activities that could help bring these scores higher.
Maybe we should look at the test question
Oh, good.
and see,
Okay.
and see what different problems there were.
Yep.
So the 16, it looked like definitely knowing Brother Nick, if that should be capitalized, and then college.
College.
So,
Those are just a comment now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and the relationship, when do you capitalize the relationship?
Right, okay. And I like the capitalization, if we could do it like as all seventh grade versus each other would be
Oh,
fun.
the baseball game?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be
Something
fun.
like that would be fun for that one. Once we've done PSYOP, just
Yeah.
even bringing in Miss McMillan's students reteaching lessons. Because if they don't get it in the PSYOP, then we're still gonna have to work, so they can
Yeah.
reteach.
Right.
They do that in math.
Yeah,
We could maybe get out the, the lockout system.
Yeah.
that-
but cool, all
But
right.
that could
So
be
we have
fun.
our two now.
All right.
Go ahead.
Evidence that it is working.
A lot of it is just our own observation of what we see happen. Right.
Exactly.
Formal observation.
Yeah.
Okay, the trick to making the PSYOP onion, though, I learned this the hard way. Just make sure you got enough layers for the number of students, because everybody
Yeah.
gets one, right? They peel.
Okay.
You can just,
So
yeah.
one per student.
And a
One
few
per student
spares,
and a few
And a few
right.
spares
spares.
for, we don't know what.
I
whatever might
experienced that,
happen.
yeah.
Okay, okay. It sounds like fun.
Identify results indicators. So what we just did
That's
there.
what we just did.
We're good.
So I guess now we need to debrief. How well did we feel this process worked?
I think it was great.
Well, we stayed on task.
And we
We came prepared,
We came
We did.
prepared.
and we were ready.
Everybody had their data.
I think we've come up with a lot of good activities. Even if we
Yeah.
need to go further, we have ideas. Where
Definitely.
we could each take it now.
Yep.
I like that we're actually already thinking about next year and
Right.
what
I
we
agree.
need to
I agree.
put into place.
I agree.
and we did a good job of staying off the
Excellent work,
parking
team.
lot.
Yeah.
So, the part-
I was gonna say, that's,
When we meet again, though, we're gonna circle back,
Right.
Yes.
right?
When we
on-
meet next week.
And talk about our success of our activities that we just planned, right?
Right.
definitely,
Correct.
I was gonna say, so
So by
that's-
next meeting, we will have all tried the onion,
Right.
or at
Yep.
least tried one of these, whichever one I guess you
Correct.
decide to,
Right?
or hopefully all of them.
Yeah.
I was gonna say specifically, I think we need to come back, we need to have done the onion so we can come back and figure out what kind of informal thing we're gonna use to,
Yes.
Sure.
to pick that out, maybe try and get us all together.
Okay.
Paul?
Okay.
Perfect.
All right.
Thanks,
Okay,
Steve.
okay, thanks, team.
All
See
right.
y'all.
Well, I really enjoyed watching your protocol. Really learned a lot about your team and the things that you've learned together. And I just wondered if you could answer a few questions for me that arose in my mind as I watched you. First of all, you had a variety of standards on this test, and this was a team-made test, I understand. So what was your rationale for making your SMART goal around just one of those? You made your SMART goal around Language Conventions 1.6, and I kind of wondered about that.
I could answer that, Terry. Our previous test results were indicated what we should focus on for our next test. Our district benchmark test is given, our district requires a benchmark test given every 12 weeks. A couple years ago, our team of teachers here decided that we should give one every 6 weeks to assess students how they're learning in a more prompt manner so we could reteach and as we go instead of wait the whole 12 weeks. So based on the last test that was given was a district-made test, so our team of teachers looked at what our students missed based on the test and also what we missed, and our focus was on, therefore we came up with Language Conventions 1.6 using correct capitalization as one of our primary focuses for this test.
Okay. So your data is pretty important to this team.
Absolutely. We use the data. That's how we came up with the what we call a mid-cluster test.
So there's really quite a variety of standards up there. How did you choose these for this particular test?
We pull some from the pacing guide, which is district made, and then some from the last test that we took that we want to refocus on to make sure that the students do get it before the CST.
Okay. So school's almost out. You have, I think somebody said earlier, 3.5 weeks left.
Yes.
So normally you would make a new SMART goal, right, at that step. But
Right.
because school's almost out, you didn't make a new SMART goal. You evaluated how you did on the last one, but you didn't create a new one. So a question I had as I looked at your challenges, you originally had put your 67% overall as a success, and then moved it to your challenge as a whole grade level. So what do those numbers tell you? I know that Wendy said in the beginning to keep sense of humor because you might not be happy with all your results. And so, I'd probably feel like that if I was on this team. So what do those numbers on the challenge chart tell you?
The percentages are about, not about how many, what percentage did you get on the test, but what percentage of our students scored 70% or above. So that's what those numbers represent.
Okay, so what would have made those numbers better, do you think?
Well, obviously, for instance, if you look at the challenges and you're looking at R 2.1, that's an area that we all need to work on. Obviously, that is a huge standard, and I believe we feel we need to front load next year. That standard needs to be evaluated throughout the entire year instead of waiting. It's on our pacing guide to address it right now, but obviously that is not enough time. So as a team, we're going to have to front load the entire year and focus on it the entire entire school year.
Great idea, Wendy.
But even though this is at the end of the school year, we have that data now to plan for next year. So we know when we're ready, at this juncture, we can say, okay, we know we need to focus on 2.1. We need to at least hit that 70% or better benchmark. And what do we need to do for next year to make that successful? Yes.
And in the meantime, with your last 3.5 weeks, you are going to hit some good reteaching strategies to get that.
Definitely.
Right.
Another question I had as I watched you go through and chart all this data, that took quite a bit of time this morning. I was just wondering, what's the rationale to chart it all like that?
Well, the charting is so important. I mean, obviously, it could be faster, and this might be something we could try next time, is that as we enter and prepare to collab, go ahead and just write your own scores up, and that would limit the time. But it is vital that you put your scores up there, because that provides a visual. We can quickly see where the challenges were and where the successes were, and by breaking it out individually, you can see who did best in what area. And so, I mean, obviously our 2.6, I personally need to evaluate what I did. And you can look over here at 2.6, and Mr. Jorgensen was very successful. So that allows a quick view for me to say, hey, Fred, what'd you do?
Absolutely.
Good job.
So it's intimidating. It was intimidating for us when we first started out.
Definitely.
Putting your scores up are terrifying. I mean, 53% makes you look like you are a failure as a teacher, but you have to have the support of your peers, knowing that you're not being judged by that, but that they can come and support and build you up, and you know where to start. And it's intimidating for anybody.
But after a couple of years, you're very comfortable.
I was going to say we are very, very comfortable, and it really is. When you look at your scores and you have work to do, you know that there's this group of people you're going to walk in and say, all right, help. This is what I did. What did you guys do? And it's really nice to have that support.
Something I found important is, yes, maybe I had some severe challenges this time, but you're protocoling all throughout the year. So this protocol might not be where I was successful. Perhaps it was earlier in the year where I had some value to give to the team. So you need to understand that even though you have a bad day or a bad test, it doesn't mean every time you're going to be the low man. And so that helps alleviate some of the
I don't even
Issues.
think we look at it like that anymore.
No.
No, not
It's
anymore.
like that. I don't.
Yeah.
We have such an open communication style, number one. We have a basic trust of each other, so and a basic respect for each other. So we're very honest with each other, and that's how we learn from it. So we look at our data and go, gee, what did you do better? And then we share
How
that.
did you teach that, Fred?
Absolutely,
Help me out.
Miss McMillan, absolutely.
So tell me more about how you decided to have successes and challenges, breaking it out that way. Did you always do it that way?
We started out that way, and then we found out that we kind of started to focus more on the challenges, and we overlooked a lot of the successes. So we feel that by breaking them apart, you get to celebrate the successes and focus on the challenges, and both are addressed.
Because you really do need to make certain that you say, all right, we did this well, let's make sure that we keep this in our arsenal so that we go forward with it. So, because if you don't do that, then it's like, well, wait, why did we do that? What did we do last time?
Now, at one point in your protocol, you talked about the fact that you have 90 minutes. Is that every day, or how does that work?
What we decided as a school about 4 years ago was that would be best for our students and our staff to go into a block schedule. So we have A days and B days. A days is periods 1 through 4, B days is period 5 through 8, with 90 minutes every period. And language arts and math are every single day. Those are the only core. And then PE, exploratory, social studies, science, flip-flop throughout the other days. So they get 90 minutes language arts and math every single day.
Every single student.
Every single student. Yes.
And then on the 2 different days, on the A days, all of the different departments meet together. Every department has 90 minutes to collab every week. And then on B days, the academic core teams, the science, social studies, math, and language arts, all meet together to focus on their teams, the children that they teach.
Okay, so the shared students?
Yes,
And
the
that's a
shared
different
students.
protocol?
Definitely.
Okay. So when you meet in departments, you don't meet as a whole English language arts department. You meet in core teams like this, right? Or
We
in
start-
course teams.
We start as a whole for business, and then we do break up So 7th grade would be just like it looks here,
Okay.
8th and 6th.
So you move from a whole department meeting down
Correct.
to course alike.
Correct.
Yes.
And then at a different period, you have that core protocol where you're talking about common
Right.
kids that you share
Correct.
Yes.
with a math teacher, language arts teacher, science and social studies. I got it. Okay. And then one other question I have, not everybody might be familiar with what PSYOP is, and you had quite a long discussion about PSYOP. Can somebody explain what PSYOP is?
Certainly. PSYOP is an acronym for Sheltered Instruction Observation Protocol, and it's really a way to support your English language learners. It's a way to plan and different kinds of strategies to help support their language learning. But it really works for all students, so because it's a lot of language support. And so building that is just helps everybody.
Well, again, I thank you very much, and I thank you very much for allowing yourselves to be filmed for colleagues, and really enjoyed watching your protocol today. Thanks a lot.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you.
Today we're going to do the onion activity. Directions. Number 1, when it is your turn, please peel off a layer of the onion. Number 2, may I have that onion as an example? Thank you, Raina. Thank you. Number 2, so you're going to peel off a layer of the onion. Number 2, read the question to the group. Number 3, think about what the answer is and then tell your answer. Take some time to think about what the answer might be. Number 4, check your answer by looking at the opposite side of the paper. The correct answer is in pencil on the bottom. Okay. Number 5, say the correct answer out loud, and you might be repeating the answer because I know a lot of you will know the answers, but make sure everyone has heard the answer. So we'll see learning at all students will be learning at the table. And number 6, after you finish with those steps, go ahead and pass the onion to the next student.
Now needs to be capitalized. When Anne Irene visited, we went with her to Wendy's. Wendy's. Well, it should be Anne Irene and Wendy's because specific place and specific person. So it says the name of the S.
Yeah.
I guess that's my better.
Did you double check? I think you're right. Which nouns need to be capitalized? in that
Anne,
sentence?
Irene, and Wendy's.
Great. Did you double check the answer?
No, where's the answer?
It's correct.
Oh,
Good job. In case. Good job.
the difference between a common noun and a proper noun can be explained as. Want to check?
Yeah.
The answer was a proper noun is a specific noun, whereas a common noun.
We were mostly right.
Well, kind of. What is this?
Whereas a common noun.
Yeah.
Whereas
Whereas
a
a
common noun is a general noun, such as boy, girl. We've discussed that.
Yeah.
Good job.
Today what we're going to do, our review activity, is what we call our onion peel. You peel from the bottom. Okay, Osvaldo.
My favorite season is summer. Is summer a proper noun? No.
No, it is not. Correct. Summer is not a proper noun. That's right.
Which is May 31st. Why
Right.
is Memorial Day capitalized? Because it's a holiday.
That's the name of a holiday. That's right. Very good.
Look through the text and find the words that you do not know. When you don't know a word, write it down on paper. Got the idea? Can't be too hard. Got it? All right, ready, set, go.
quickly. Reading the terms, writing them down if you don't know. And stop. Time out. All right, now, Rashad and Caesar, I'm going to have you work together since they're sets of threes. Everybody else, you're working in pairs. All right, so at your table, you're going to work with one other person, and you're going to check your lists. In the words that you have in common, you're going to put a star by. So if both of you have the term, you're going to put a star by it. Got it? Okay, 60 seconds, go. Mm-hmm. Okay, time out. Now at your table, you're going to all four share in any of the ones that all four of you have, or three. You're going to have starred, you're going to circle. Got it? So coming up with a short list of terms that we all need to pay attention to. Okay, good. Ooh. We about ready? Irony. Okay, table 5, antagonist. Right, good thing we're doing poetry, huh? Okay, now, obviously couplet has something to do with poetry. All right, now, let's see here, we've got, life is good. 6 terms, 6 tables. Table 1, you get the word dialogue. Table 2, you get the word dialect. Okay, your job is to learn the definition, right? And to have an example. Okay, good show. Okay, you guys are ready, you're ready, you guys are ready. Ready? You ready to go? 1, 2, 3, split. 4 tables of 6 now. That's it. Good job, guys. All right. Now it's time for you to be your word experts. You're going to share with the people at your table. All right, everybody ready? Then you may begin and go ahead and teach one another.
I had better start yours. Alliteration is a repetition of sound or letters at the beginning of words.
I'll have to give it, the table that got irony got the hard one this morning. So it's ironic that it was your favorite word because it's the hard one. Yeah, I was going to say, lots of 7th grade humor is irony.
All right, you guys, so today we're doing a nouns, common and proper nouns game, okay? This is a review, so May 20th, we should know it. Over here in the group of 4, you guys are going to be the Black Bears, okay? It's a baseball game, so what you're going to do, hopefully we know how to play baseball. If not, let me review. Does anybody know what this is? Good, okay, home base, first, second, third. Object is to go around as many times as you can, okay? Score as many points as you can. I'll show you how you do that. I'll tell you how you do that. Okay, but I'm going to pass out these markers that you're going to need to keep score. In your little group, figure out a number, 1, 2, 3, 4. You guys have a plot. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So whoever number 1 is should have the marker in their hand. Because what you're going to do is you're going to be up first when I say go. But I'm not going to say go yet. Okay, I'm going to explain what you're going to do. I'm going to put an overhead up. We're going to go question by question. Okay? All you're going to do, you're not going to talk in your group. You are to write your answer down on your whiteboard. You are to hide it. Okay? You are to hide it till I say show. When I say show, you are to show your answer. When your answer is shown, I am just going to come around. I'm going to give you a number. That amount is what the person will move their pen. Okay? So let's say black bears. They had the answers. I gave a question. They had their answers. 3 of them, because 1 is going to always be up. Okay? 3 of them answer correctly. They move, the person standing up will move 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So they're on third base. Okay, they stay there. The person up has to hold the pen whatever base they're at. Okay? Then we go to the next question. If this group answers, and let's say only 1 person gets it correct, the next one, they move to home. Okay? They do not score a point until they pass home. Okay, so once they pass home to first, that's when they get a point. So if 2 people here, let's say, got the point correct, the points, 1, 2, this person would write a 1, okay, for the score. So every time you pass home, that's when you get a point, okay? So in your group, you are not talking about the answers, it's just you're getting the points with however many people got the correct answer. So you're not helping each other, but if you get them all right, you get to move more than if only 1 person. No, we got it? Okay, number 1, up. Now you guys are not in, so you can't help. Nobody can help. It's only people sitting. Okay, make sure to hide your answers. All right, we ready? You don't get a ton of time, maybe 10 seconds. Okay, these are quick answers. Quick answers. Here we go. Okay, number 1. I'll read it out loud. True or false? Always capitalize people's names and initials. True or false? Hide your answer when you got it. Okay, show. And I'm just coming around. Leave it up till I say. This group, 3. This group, 3. 3. Paige, I can let me see real quick. I just can't see. 3. 3. 3. Okay, so 3 runs. So hold your, no, don't mark on it. Just hold the pen there. Okay, just like Hannah and Bailey, yeah. All right, number 2. So make sure you erase real quick. When do I capitalize titles of royalty or nobility? When do I capitalize titles of royalty or nobility? Okay, so when? I'll give you a clue. Never, sometimes, always. I'll give you that clue. Never, sometimes, always. Okay, hide your answer. Make sure you answer and then hide it. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay, show. I'm going to go backwards now. 2. Go 1. Just mark the point. Then you mark the point if you've gone past. 3. 3. 2. Have I checked you guys yet? Okay, 2. Okay, so make sure now you're at a new base, and maybe you add points.